Down on the field here live at Langhorse Field at Elmhurst University, live on Recruitlings, getting set for Chicago House AC to take on Junction FC in a bit of a cross-conference friendly in the WPSL. Coach Mark SIKORA of Junction FC, I'm just curious from your perspective, how did this game come together? How did you end up with your squad playing here tonight?
Well, we had openings, really two openings in the summer, and really trying to find any place that we could play just to give these players more opportunities. So I reached out to Peter, and initially it was like, no, it's not going to happen because there was supposed to be another game, and fortunately or unfortunately, for depending on who you ask, that game canceled. And so we were already hoping to play a game this day, and we just like, all right, we'll come up. But we're okay with coming up, a couple hours and getting a game in.
Right, you guys have a bit of a backloaded schedule this summer. Noted you'd only played one game so far this summer in WPSL play. How vital is it then to get good competition in on a night like tonight to just fill that gap, knowing that your team's got a lot still on their plate to go this summer?
Yeah, and probably like a lot of teams across the country, as we're getting players coming in late for whatever reason, this was what we really needed at this point. We do have one conference game under our belt, but you're right, the real heavy meat of the schedule is coming up in a couple of weeks. So the more we can see them, the more they can play with each other. This is really what we're looking for.
And then in a game like tonight where the result doesn't matter technically for any standings, but pride's on the line, you want these players to feel confident going into their next in-conference games. What are your goals for a game like tonight?
I mean, the goals really are just trying to play, figure out kind of who we are first, and playing against a competition like House is going to be a great challenge for that, and really expose some things that we need to do, because when we're training against each other all the time, we just don't know. So that's really what I'm looking forward to seeing is how we're going to compete, and then we'll start looking at positional stuff as we go along, but just have a good run at it and see where we stand this season.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck to your players tonight, and we're looking forward to seeing your team on the field here shortly.
Appreciate it.
And we're going to now make our way the other way on the field as we're going to go find RUANE. This is a House team, meanwhile, who have had an excellent start to their season, currently top of their conference standings. Not the least bit helped, of course, I should say not the least helped by a 6-1 win over Chicago Kicks on Friday night, led by an Alexis Subtella hat trick. They were supposed to be playing Milwaukee City this evening. That match was forfeited, and Chicago Junction happened to be free. As I mentioned, they'd only played one WPSL match so far this summer, so they're just hungry for games. House, meanwhile, they had a date on the schedule, so why not keep it going? And we'll get a chance here to ask Coach RUANE about that. Coach, thanks as always for taking a few minutes for us here pregame. Just curious, when you find out that this game that you had scheduled for tonight isn't going to be played, how does it go about turning into what we've got here this evening?
I don't think it changes our mentality. I think we just keep doing what we're doing, and we go from there. The preparation stays the same. The way we're going to go out and play and attack the game tonight stays the same. Some players that may not get as many minutes may get more minutes tonight, but overall it's not going to change the mindset of what we need to do.
I was going to say, looking at your starting 11 this evening, definitely a bit of rotation there. How valuable do you think that can be for the stretch run of this summer to give these players minutes they wouldn't otherwise maybe have had?
Look, I think all these kids are pretty fit right now. Obviously, they're going to work toward preparing for their schools soon. So trying to get them as many minutes as possible at a high level is key for them. But again, I think for us, it's just trying to keep them healthy and trying to get out of here without any injuries tonight as well.
Absolutely. A really strong start to the season for you guys. What combination, I guess I should say, what portion of that do you think is good continuity from last year and just overall knowing so many of these players have come up through the soccer system together, and what portion of it do you think is new talent that's come in this year that's allowed you guys to take maybe another step forward?
Well, I think we added a lot of depth this year, and that's been a huge part of it. Is there's no drop off from players that start the game into the substitutes, so that's a big key for us. But obviously, playing together like they have for 5 or 6 years, some of them is a huge upside and a huge advantage for us. Continuity between them is huge for us and helps us play the way we want to play.
And then finally, this is a young team overall. Alexis Subtella coming off a hat trick on Friday evening. She was obviously a very important player for this team last summer. That's only more true this year. How would you describe the way that she's a leader on the field as one of the older players who really just leads by example?
I think she just She puts herself into good spaces, is dangerous when she has the ball, understands what type of player she is, and helps her tremendously. I think when certain players on this team have the ball, she knows where to move and how to get open, and has helped her tremendously over the last 2 years, and has helped establish her to be one of the leading goal scorers for us.
Absolutely. Well, she'll have maybe some opportunities tonight. Lots of other players maybe get more opportunities than usual as House takes on Junction FC coming up shortly here on Recruitlings. Coach RUANE, thanks so much for your time as always. And if you're watching us live here, stick around. Kickoff just a few minutes away.